We're at the Cosy Club in Hamilton for the 2015 New Zealand Open Billiards Championship. Looking forward to this. Today we've got quarter-final, semi-final and final action for you. The best billiard players here in New Zealand, some of the very best out of Australia, India and England. It is a truly international event. Joining me to discuss what we can expect today is a legend of cue sports in this country, Wayne Carey. Well, Wayne, firstly, you must be thrilled by the international competitors that have turned up to little old New Zealand to take on our best.
We are absolutely thrilled today, Mark. We've got 2 players from India, 4 from Australia, 2 from England.
So there you have it, the 2015 New Zealand Open Billiards Championship here in Hamilton. It should be an absolute beauty. The best players in the world, some of the best players, certainly from around New Zealand, are here today. We're looking forward to having your company. Hopefully, you gain a really good understanding of arguably the toughest of all cue sports, the sport of billiards. So, which one of our 2 finalists ultimately decides to break? Well, it's a simple format. It's called a string. So as we can see, the player who hit the yellow ball ultimately got it as close to the cushion as he could from the end at which both players broke. He also now gets the opportunity to choose whether he has the yellow ball or the white ball. Well, there are 3 basic scoring shots in billiards. The first one is the simple pot shot, where if you can put the red ball into a pocket, it's worth 3 points, or if you can put the yellow ball into a pocket, it is worth 2 points. It is that simple. The second scoring shot is simply known as a cannon. This is where players will accumulate a lot of points. Simply with the cue ball must touch both of the other 2 balls on the table in succession. In doing so, they pick up the 2 points. The third of the point scoring shots is simply known as the in-off. You're ultimately looking to sink the cue ball coming off either the red or the yellow. If you sink the cue ball off the red, it is worth 3 points. If you sink the cue ball off the yellow, it is worth 2 points. Well, Grant, congratulations into another final. A very close semi-final though, winning by just 25 points.
Yes, it was. Darren played particularly well, I thought, and he got a magnificent 117 break at the right time, and so I struggled to catch him, but just got past in the end.
Been a busy week, a number of tournaments in Auckland and Tauranga, a tournament earlier in the week in Hamilton, but you seem to be finding your form at the right time.
Yes, well, I played Auckland and Hamilton, so the form should be coming back with a number of hours we've spent on the table. And watching a couple of Englishmen who are particularly good, you tend to learn a bit off the good players.
Well, Paul Stocker, it doesn't get much closer. A semi-final, a victory by just 5 points, and you're into your second consecutive New Zealand Billiards Championship final. You're in the same position this time last year.
I was, and I'm really looking forward to playing Grant because he's a lovely player, and he beat me last year. I didn't really play my 100% best game, so maybe this year I will.
Now, in regards to your frame of mind, the mental side of it, what do you need to do to win a major final?
I really have to focus on the shots I'm playing instead of thinking about the score. You've got to focus on that shot you're playing and make sure you get that one and get good position.
Well, Steve Cowie, one of the top international referees, is with me now. Steve, you had the privilege of refereeing a very close semi-final with Paul Stocker. 6 points, I think, separated the two of them. What did you make of that? I mean, that's billiards at its best.
That is one of the closest games I've had the opportunity to referee. It was so close. Gary had his opportunities. He didn't capitalise on them. When Paul had his opportunities, he made the best of it. And when he couldn't score, he left Gary safe. It was a tough, tough game.
So we've got the same finalists last year. What are your expectations for the final? Have we got two cueists who play different styles?
We've got two cueists that play very different styles. Paul's he plays a lot of a losing game. He plays a lot of losing hazards, whereas Grant plays a fair bit of top of the table play. Paul doesn't play much top of the table, so it could be an interesting game. I think if Grant doesn't leave him safe, Paul could take the odds and take it.
Wonderful early billiards from Stocker. Would give him a narrow lead.
6.
And as you will see Paul play, he's try and play in and off in the middle, in the bottom pocket, winning hazards. And we call in offs losing hazards. And in here.
Paul Stocker, glimpses of the genius. Ball the opponent. Ball stays down, which only leaves the red up on the table, which reduces.
Oh, Mr. Paul Stocker, take a bow. That's a magnificent shot.
Some wonderful billiards being shown by the veteran. The terminology loser.
Losey playing long and off. Playing long and off. And see the red coming up by the yellow? So now he's got options here. Chin's down on the cue. He's a wonderful cueist. And there you go. Just
5.
Paul Stocker. As now Hayward just begins to continue to rack up the points. Red ball being put back on. The black cue spot. Oh, some good billiard.
they can play another in off. Yes, he's on the correct angle here. Easy shot, well, to make the next shot easy.
So Grant Hayward just looking to set himself up.
So in actual fact, he would have got something like 520.
Really set the tone, establish a commanding lead early on and really start just to put a few doubts in the head of Paul Stocker. Getting to tick down. This final is almost over. There it is. Grant Hayward will take out the 2014 New Zealand Open Billiards Championship comfortably over Paul Stocker. A remarkable performance. And with that victory, Grant Hayward now is ranked 25 in the world. Wayne Carey 27th. Bryce Good 51 in the world. Darren Taylor 55. That is remarkable for a sport with great history here in New Zealand. Okay, Dan, you're refereeing the first half of this afternoon's final. What are you expecting to see?
Well, looking at the two people who've qualified, I expect a very, very tight match. Paul Stocker, you'll find a beautiful cueist who's absolutely glorious with his in-offs. Grant Hayward, he has an improved in his positional play, and we could be in for some very good break.
I mean, it's a long afternoon for the players, but equally it's a long afternoon for you guys. I mean, you don't necessarily have the stimulation of playing. So just in terms of staying focused yourself?
It's pure concentration. You have to do it because you're giving your best for the players.
So this should be an absolutely fascinating contest. Two finalists from last year, the New Zealand Open Billiards Championship. Grant Hayward of Auckland, Paul Stocker of Hawke's Bay. Joining me in commentary, a man who's won more than 100 tournaments in New Zealand, represented New Zealand at World Championships, Wayne Carey. Wayne, what are you expecting?
I'm expecting a sensational final. Both these players play very good billiards. And a repeat of last year, as you said, Mark, this is just sensational. Throughout the week we've had just some incredible billiards, as we've said. Paul here is going to pot the red. And he will endeavour to stay down here. He's now allowed 2 pots off the black spot.
So potting the red worth 3 points. And so Paul Stocker looking to try and get off to a positive start. He was disappointed with the way he played in the final last year. It's a long tournament, been going since Thursday morning. This final will last 3 hours. So Paul Stocker, again, picking up another 3 points.
Again, Grant's coming to the table. There's nothing gets simple here. Got an in off to our right. And he's developed it beautifully.
3 points for Grant Hayward. Both these players looking incredibly composed, and that is the wonderful aspect of this game. Very good at playing with the poker face, very good at just masking the emotions, playing the game. Don't give their competitors really an insight into how they're feeling, the psychology that you do see in a lot of other sports.
Now, he developed that for the drop cannon mark, but the white hasn't come around far enough. So he will be able to play another in off the red here. It looks like he's going to pay it up. I'll talk about our left. He's going to go in off our left and develop the red up towards the middle pocket.
Looking for 3 points. He does it beautifully.
He hasn't got the red back far enough.
Nice and off, picking up 3 points.
He's playing another in off here to our left. And you put the red over one of the middle pockets.
Beautifully played. Another 3 points. Let's just have a look at where that red though.
It's perfect. He's got what we call magic circle here, Mark. You bring the red up into that area, you just keep going and off it. Let's see how many he can actually play off this. He would be back in the magic circle. 9. And no, it's a bit short. It's a bit short. He's going to play the long and off into our left here. This is the beauty of this game. There's always so many different options.
Oh, well done, Paul Stocker. 52 plays 24. Stocker leading Hayward. Real opportunity here to open this lead.
Well, there's that tension you talked about, Mark.
Stocker, 12.
The old commentator's curse. So it's about the shot and the here and the now, but it's also about looking to the following shot. Very rarely do you hear in sport about looking too far forward. This is a game where you certainly need to be thinking about the immediate shot, but the following shots off the back of it. It's accumulation of points.
Now he played that shot there for top of the table. He's hoping to go in off to the right hand, in off hand, send the red up to the middle pocket for a pot next. And it looks like now he may need to play in and off first and send the red back up to that pocket with intention to pot it next.
Oh, nicely done
That is very nicely done.
for the pot.
And the red will go on the black spot and he will have top of the table. He's played that bit soft. He'll be disappointed with that mark.
24.
So that gap closing. It is Stocker leading Hayward 52-48, but it is Grant Hayward at the table.
26.
Nice cannon. We spoke to Grant Hayward. We'll look to maximise the break. Ooh. Just a wee lapse in concentration perhaps, maybe just a little bit rushed.
Just ugly again, isn't it? Just hasn't gone far enough.
No.
He'll play the cannon, but he's got to develop the red or the yellow, whichever one he wants. Oh,
Oh, he's
clean
missed
missed
that
it.
completely.
And it starts from there.
Well, the door was open. He didn't take his opportunity. Both players maybe just feeling the pressure, feeling just a little bit of fatigue, a little jaded perhaps. That's a nice and off. Let's just have a look though, where that red ball is positioned.
Mark, so wouldn't it be nice to see that today? That's a 6 shot for the viewers. You've potted the red for 3 and you've gone in off the red for 3, which is a total of 6 points. Play a cannon from behind here.
So looking to come off the yellow onto the red. Gets away with it, just a little bit of acknowledgement. Almost says not quite what I intended. So some wonderful sportsmanship.
13.
But no real momentum swing just yet. And saying that, Paul Stocker's pretty much led so far from the start of this final. Now Hayward.
Grant's got a starting cannon or starting in off. But he will want to put the white down by the black spot. He's got the cannon, but he has not got the white by the black spot. It is called corresponding angles.
Yeah, if people were to ask me what I was playing this game, I'd say I'm a professional corresponding anglist.
Grant Hayward, 2.
So just delicately played.
2.
Picks up the cannon.
Got an enough red here or pot red.
Sinking your cue ball. Going in off either the red or the yellow. In this case, it's off the red, so that's 3 points. If it was off the yellow, it would be the 2 points.
Developed the red beautifully, just a gentle. So he's got a cannon here, but again, he's got to try and hit that red towards the bottom right-hand corner very softly for his next shot. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look where the yellow's going. Oh. What would you do here, Mark? Would you play a 24-foot shot? He is. He's playing a 24-foot shot. Take a bow, Paul Stocker. Oh, bad luck.
Paul Stocker, 7.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, though, in a final.
These are 2 spots, 2 red pots off the black spot. Now, would he develop this for an in-off yellow, in-off white next? No, he's developed it for the cannon by the looks of it.
11.
Again, just setting the reds up. He wants to play top of the table very badly, Grant does. But these are just easy points and get himself back, get his elbow swinging. So he's got choice of 2 shots again.
So Hayward looking to find his mojo. Wonderful billiards players. Again, nice little in-off, picks up another 3. Good weight, is it? Just maybe coming up slightly short on the red.
There.
And that is the half-time. The recess, 3:47. Paul Stocker leads Grant Hayward, 3:08. It is Napier over Auckland in the 2015 New Zealand Billiard Open Championships. We're back with more shortly here on Sky Sport. Well, a truly international field here in Hamilton for this New Zealand Billiards Championship. I've got Alex Kay out of Australia. What brings a good-looking Australian like yourself over here to take on the Kiwis, the Englishmen, and of course those competitors from India and other parts of the world?
Well, it's something that Wayne Carey's been asking me to do for a couple of years when he came out to the Australian Open, and I had two of my friends from Melbourne that are coming out here, and I said, well, I'll bite the bullet and I will come out this year. So unfortunately I've just been able to come out to the Hamilton one. I played in both the events here, so yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic.
Indian representative Adesh Shekhar, firstly welcome to New Zealand. Why is billiards so popular in India?
I think everybody loves it more than snooker, I think. And there are a lot of good players are in India, because it started because of our Michael Ferreira, and he is a very good player and he is a world champion. And now the Geet Sethi is also there, then Pankaj is also there. And there are a lot of good billiard players are there, and they love this game to the extreme, I would say.
Well, billiards in New Zealand, it's very much an international sport, and travelling down out of the UK as he does pretty much on an annual basis is Peter Shelley out of the UK. Peter, firstly, welcome.
Thank you, Mark.
What is it about billiards in New Zealand that attracts you down on a regular basis?
Well, I first came over here 15 years ago because someone that's come from England to live here got in touch with a billiard player over in England who got in touch with me and said, how do you fancy a tour of New Zealand? I said yes right away, so 4 of us came in the year 2000, and I've been here every year since because we were made so welcome, and we played in every national association in New Zealand, sometimes travelling up to 300 miles a day to be at the venue at night time. We were met and taken around the locality by one of the locals, so we saw New Zealand that the tourists never sees, and we fell in love with it. But all the players were friends and friendly and played the game for the love of the sport, which is what we do.
Well, standing with me now is the referee for the second half of this final, Cliff Hazelton. Cliff, let's just have a wee chat. You've observed the first half of this final. Paul Stocker, Grant, they both appear a little bit nervous.
That would be correct. They're not playing to their potential, but you've got to remember that it's pretty tense out there.
What are some of the things they can do in this 15-minute break to maybe regather, come back out and find that little bit of momentum?
If they start getting on a roll, they'll get confidence and they will cruise ahead. You'll note that the score, there's only 40 or 50 points in it, which is nothing. They've scored 650 points in this session, so you've got to say there's another 600 points out there. So it's very easy. These guys can score 100 in about 10, 11 minutes. So that gap is nothing really. The calibre of the guys, some people fire up, but these guys are very calm and collected.
So welcome back to the 2015 New Zealand Open Billiard Championships. It is Paul Stocker taking on Grant Hayward. It's very much Napier versus Auckland. It is Paul Stocker who has the lead at the moment, 347 versus Grant Hayward, 308. Grant Hayward at the table though, and he continues. His break is now 20. So this is what we talk about the recess, maybe going away, just having a chat to somebody, some observations, just seeking that little bit of advice, almost that coaching. And we are now starting to see Grant Hayward. You just sense momentum might just be on his side.
Mark, he never got that back for Magic Circle, but he's got the escape clause. Got the cannon, developed the red and the white here.
Picks up the cannon. Let's have a look at the weight. Ooh, not a lot of options here though. So nice.
Pleased with that.
There he goes off the and off. Picks up 2 points.
No, he slammed it. Good shot, Paul.
6.
Anything wrong with those shots, Mark, because you never know where they're actually going to go.
Yeah. So what we're saying there is that you can take points, but it's also about controlling the next shot and almost looking 2 phases ahead. And when you play with power, you lose that control. It's a nice little in off.
That's what we should call a short Jenny. And now he's in magic circle play here. He'll milk this. He'll milk this magic circle until he gets it wrong, which he's done virtually in the first shot, actually.
So magic circle is between the blue dot in the middle of the table and the balk line.
Did you notice that, viewers? He flung his backhand.
Stocker's cue ball, the white ball, becomes the equivalent of the yellow ball for Grant Hayward. So a little in off. Picks up the 2 points, break so far of 4.
For the viewers there, you can now see the trophies I was talking about earlier in the right-hand corner.
6.
Needs a big bounce here so he can maneuver that red on the next shot. The way he's going here, it looks like he's going to screw off into the middle pocket. Going off in the middle pocket and bring the red in out of balk with a drop cannon. That's exactly what's happened. That is a wonderful shot.
So you've heard it there from Wayne Carey. That is billiards at its absolute best. And Grant Hayward, the defending champion.
20.
Has come out with a slight change in technique. Looking to try and now capitalise and move ahead. And just as we say that, a little bit of the commentator's curse. He'll be disappointed. Gap now just 3 points separating these two. Stocker with the narrowest of leads.
Or will play the cannon here, I think.
2.
Just in off the red here. Yeah, that's a nice developing shot, isn't it, Mark?
Well, we know what he's capable of because he's played some brilliant billiards to get through to this finals. It's not an easy tournament to get down to the last 2 in.
Well said.
He's somehow just got to remove himself and sort of move all those things. This is a final and just try and relax, take some of the pressure off because the pressure is really just coming from himself.
See, this could go magic
circle. A little
circle.
bit more magic circle looking like it.
Yeah,
Maybe
if it
just comes
doesn't,
up
he's still got the cannon.
slightly short. No, good shot here.
Still got the cannon, Mark. Develop the red to this.
13.
Yeah, well played, Paul Stocker.
He's in no man's landing. Nice shot.
15.
So just when Grant Hayward closes the gap, Paul Stocker comes out and just begins to tighten the screws and apply the pressure again. Nice little in off.
17.
Picks up another 2 points. Gonna go for the pop, the red. Pick up a quick 3 points. Okay, let's see what he does with his cue ball.
He's developed the yellow again for the in off white, and you bring the white up to a drop cannon next shot. There it is. Beautifully placed. Very nice placement.
25.
And the white should go behind the black spot. Develop the red and the white. He's missed it.
He missed it. He missed it. 25 is the break.
Look at that, he doesn't know how he missed it either.
But for the first time in a long time, it is Grant Hayward now who has the narrowest of leads, 4-17.
You put the red here and leave his white close to the angle of the middle pocket. It's just a natural half ball and off again, and he might, I would suggest he's throwing the red in and out of the tee. And now he's got the drop cannon.
15.
replying to the pressure that Grant Hayward has put on him. A nice little in off. And again, can do with a little bit more weight on the red, just maybe short of that magic spot. But he does have options. Nicely played. Let's just see what, yep. So a little bit of luck maybe on his side on that occasion. Still some good weight. So back into the magic spot there for Paul Stocker. It's a good break. This will give him some confidence.
The red's awkward by the looks.
Grant Hayward.
Developing the red here again. He put the red hopefully near a pocket. Just to
Paul Stocker.
tough shot. 1 hour to go, Mark. Exactly 60 minutes to go. The red should develop to the yellow here.
So potting the red, Paul Stocker. It does become a little bit more strategic now with under an hour left to play. The in off, another two.
Got the drop cannon here. We're trying to put the yellow behind the red and develop the red for a pot.
Oh, a little unlucky. So Stocker looking to now some relatively high breaks by what we've seen in this final so far. Stretches that lead back out at the moment. Pots the red, picks up a further 3. That break now 23. So Paul Stocker, you sort of sense here, really in charge of his own destiny now. Against head, but again, in the white hot cauldron of a final. Nice shot. Let's just have a look at that weight on the red though. He'll be disappointed just with the position of that.
Got in off yellow, so he developed the yellow, so sooner or later you can get the yellow by the red. There you go. Play red first here, I'd imagine. And then, no, he played the yellow, developed the red. He's still okay, though.
We'll break at 36. 38. What does he do here? It's all about what happens.
Skinning off red here.
So looking to in off the red. He does. He picks up another 3 points. He plays that with the smallest of margins. Grant Hayward can just sit back and watch at the moment. 486 plays 421. Stocker extends the lead. Nice little cannon.
Little gingerly in off red. And he's got the red again.
So is this the decisive break? Is this the turning point? Is this the moment where Paul Stocker says, second last year, I want my hands on the title this year? It's been a long time coming. But we are now starting to see some very good momentum from Napier's own Paul Stocker. Ooh.
Does he get a corresponding angle? No, he didn't.
Grant Hayward needs to respond. He does first up with an in-off.
He's with an 18-ounce cue. And Paul Stocker plays with a 17-ounce cue. Get the cannon.
Oh, well played, well played. Difficult shot.
But again, awkward. You get games like this, Mark, you wonder what you've done wrong.
I think all sport has the equivalent of this, where for whatever reason, you know, the stars don't really align. Again,
Grant Hayward 13.
Grant Hayward, he had his opportunity. So that break of 55, 494 plays 489. Paul Stocker steps up to the table. Just 45 minutes remaining. Nice shot.
That's a much better shot than it looks. He never lost the red. We have a new leader.
Grant Hayward, 495 plays 494.
64.
Break 64. Pots the red, comes back, and as you called it, Wayne,
66.
picks up the cannon.
69.
And he's in wonderful cross loser position. Going off the red here, hopefully control the red. He must control the red here. And he has. In and out of the D. He's got magic circle, or he's got the cannon.
So Grant Hayward, spoke to him during the intermission, the recess break. He said that he felt that he wasn't far away from clicking.
75.
Yes, he has.
Tough shot. Looking to try and pocket his cue ball off the white ball. Grant Hayward. Oh, beautifully done. But let's just have a look now and see the position.
He is.
And there it is. That is the 100 break. Well done to Grant Hayward, the first 100 break of this final, the 2015 New Zealand Open Billiards Championship. And the tide and momentum is very much swung. This classy billiards player from Auckland looks like he is slowly starting to take control. He's been behind for so much of this final. Paul Stocker has done nothing but put pressure on. But Hayward now throws another 3 down.
108.
Going off in the middle.
Oh, nicely played. Let's just watch though. A lot of weight on this. Always very difficult to take control in a shot like that.
Doesn't want it hard up on the cushion, and it's a great shot.
Outstanding shot there from Grant Hayward.
He can get the cannon. No, he actually moved that shot.
So that is a very good break. It comes to an end though. 116 break. Paul Stocker up to the table. The lead now is 56. He needs the momentum.
2.
The game picked up the 2, but not necessarily control.
And off in the bottom left. And right. How's that?
Nice shot. Remarkable.
Isn't
We've been
this
going
great?
almost 3 hours and we're down to just 12 points separating these two players.
10.
Nice little cannon. Let's just have a look though. What options does he provide himself?
Got a pot red. I think it's too skinny for an in-off.
Gonna bring out the jigger. The pot red. He's just got to slow down a little bit here, Stocker. Just kisses the cushion.
Paul Stocker 10. 9.
4 points. 10 minutes remain. What drama? What theatre? Now, two main characters, Paul Stocker moves within 1 point now of Grant Hayward.
Cannon from behind would make him in front.
14.
And he now takes the lead. Stocker, remarkable comeback from the runner-up last year. The pressure now goes back on Grant Hayward. Fascinating stuff. Looks to pop the red, picks up a further 3.
He's got an off yellow here.
And off yellow for a further 2.
And setting up for another cannon.
Wow, 13-point lead. The clock is ticking down. 8.5 minutes remain.
For all you viewers at home, don't leave your chairs.
The cannon manages it under pressure. The time will go quickly at home for these two players. It'll slow down, particularly for Grant Hayward.
It's 4 minutes left.
Percentage is now required from Paul Stocker. He just needs to maintain his composure. Played good percentage billiards and he could win this championship. He was runner-up last year. 21-point lead. It's been really just swings and roundabouts. 3, plenty of weight on that. Bringing it back down the table as cue ball.
He's got the in off yellow here.
A little bit of... Oh, again.
He tightened up.
Just tightened up. You just sensed, though, didn't he, that maybe, just maybe the occasion got to him once again. Fascinating battle. 24 points.
Grant's got a starter here. In off in the middle. And the reed should finish up down by the bottom pocket.
Got to play the shot. He plays it beautifully, too.
He played it quite soft. He's got in off in the bottom left. And it should, the reed should finish over on the same side as the white.
9.
So 6.23 plays 6.08. Lose here. He needs to play with confidence, whatever he does. And he hasn't managed to do it. And so the narrowest of margins still in the favour of Paul Stocker. That lead just 13 points. Paul Stocker, you just sort of sense all he needs to do is just slow it down. Just rack up a few more points here. How does he play this? Oh, beautifully played. Plenty of weight. Oh, unlucky. Just kisses the cushion. Misses out on the cannon. Opens the door for Hayward again.
16 points.
It's almost like neither of these players want this championship.
Grant's got to make the shot here. There's no starter. He's got to make it.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man. And he hasn't managed to do it. So what options now for Paul Stocker?
Paul could screw back in off the top right hand pocket, off the yellow. Or he could just try and play it safe.
Play it safe at this point.
No, he's screwing back. And he's got it.
Oh,
and the yellow's being developed as well.
I think his heart rate just jumped about 3 or 4 beats then. It just sort of moved around, kissed both sides of the cushions in the pocket. But Stocker, during the recess, said he was just incredibly nervous. Not used to playing in front of people, not used to the television cameras. What can he do?
Oh, that's a nice shot.
That is a very nice shot indeed. Well, he's found his mojo at the right time. That lead now 20 points. Two of New Zealand's finest billiards players, giving us the dream final. It's been back and forward. For much of it, Grant Hayward looked like he was in control, out to a 40-point lead with just half an hour to play. But Paul Stocker, the quiet assassin, Another break of 18. Grant Hayward has had his opportunities. Had the highest break of the day with a 118 break. Oh, nice and off. Another further 3 there. And look how much more composed and relaxed he is. The nerves are finally gone. And he's playing like he plays at home on the practice table. And that's what he was saying. That's what he's got to try and do in these situations. Remove the peripheral things. It doesn't need to be greater than the sum of its parts.
In other words, a safety shot.
And
Grant
Grant,
come to the table with no shot.
and Grant Hayward, I think, probably now realises that while
And
he
he
was...
hasn't played that hard enough, mate.
So the clock is ticking away. Score now, I guess, heavily in favour of Stocker, comparatively, but throughout this match, it has very much been left to right, and there it is. It is all over. So Paul Stocker wins his 3rd New Zealand Open Billiards Championship here at the Cosmopolitan Club in Hamilton. The runner-up last year defeats last year's champion in a thrilling final. He'll be absolutely thrilled, but the great thing about it is just the wonderful competitive nature of these two competitors, the way they shake hands. It's a sport that is very much built on nothing but pure respect. And I tell you what, for most of it, Paul Stocker led throughout the first half of this final. Then it was Grant Hayward who took control, and really it was only in the last 15 minutes that we saw Paul Stocker step up and play billiards like we've seen him play since Thursday. Paul Stocker, I mean, as a commentator, my heart was fluttering. I can't imagine what you were going through. That was a close final. It had drama, it had theatre, and I think it had plenty of nerves.
Very much so, yes. The last half an hour, it was very difficult to hold it together because of the closeness of the scores. I never really thought I could win the tournament, so at that point I was thinking, well, perhaps I can. You just got to hold it together and play your normal game, and fortunately at the end I just managed to put a few points together.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a billiards room at home, but I guess the one thing, the room at home, it doesn't bring the crowds, it doesn't bring the television cameras.
No, it doesn't.
And today, I guess, was a bit bigger than the sum of its parts, and it's dealing with the occasion.
It is, yes. It's something I should be able to do okay, because it's not the first time, is it? Last year you were here interviewing me, so I should be used to it by now. In fact, I'm liking it a lot more now. Ask me some more questions, because this is good.
What was the decisive point in this final? I mean, was it in the last half an hour?
Yes, it was. It was in the last quarter of an hour, because I think I was only a few points ahead when I went to the table and got my 64 or 59, whatever it was. So it was just that last few minutes. Grant, unfortunately for him, just had the balls go dry on him, as we say. You know, when I left them, they were pretty safe. A couple of times, couldn't do anything. He left me one, and I managed to get the point, so it was great.
Well, he was the winner last year. Unfortunately today for him, he finished up in second place. Grant Hayward, you had your moments, you had your opportunities, you had a 100 break.
Absolutely, it's nice to get 100 in a tournament like this in a final. But Paul was too steady on the day, and he deserved his victory.
Did the occasion get a little bit better of you today?
Not the occasion. We were running out of position on the table. Maybe it was the table. It's quite difficult to change tables and then react to different speeds and that sort of thing. But both of us struggled a little bit on the table, but I don't think it was the occasion. We've both been in finals before.
Yeah, it seemed very much through the first half of this final, weight seemed to be an issue, just in terms of, you know, whether you played it with a soft enough touch or at times you played it just a little bit too hard.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's critical in this game. You can be an inch or two out and it just makes things so awkward. So, yeah, no, it was just a little bit of a struggle, but there's some highlights here, I think. Some nice breaks, and yeah, should be all right.
We come to the final of the event. What can you say? Grant's been a champion, won both events last year, runner-up unfortunately, in the Hamilton Pacific Open. And in this event, once again, runner-up of the 2015 New Zealand Open Billiards Championship, Mr. Grant Hayward. A brilliant final. The gentleman had a very hard time to get here with a few slips and floods and all sorts of things on the way from Hawke's Bay, but he finally got here, showed his true mettle in the final, and a great final. Mr. Paul Stocker from Hawke's Bay.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed the coverage of the 2015 New Zealand Open Billiards Championship here in Hamilton. Congratulations to Paul Stocker. You have to feel for Grant Hayward. 100 break in the final. He was last year's champion. But it certainly was intriguing. It certainly was enthralling. Over the Christmas period, you pick up a pool cue, have a game of billiards, go back in time. Remember the likes of the great Clark McConaughey. We look forward to having your company in the future. It's been an absolute privilege and a pleasure.